This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Lindsay. We've got a restorative yoga class that we'll be taking today. We'll be starting with a little bit of movement through the body, followed by some breath work, and then moving into our longer held restorative postures. So with me today, I have like a traditional yoga bolster and some blocks. If those aren't things that you have with you today, I also brought in some pillows and some blankets. Ultimately, we'll be building a little like nest for ourselves to relax into. So I really love restorative yoga practice. It is slow with almost no moving. Poses are held oftentimes for a minute, a minimum of 15 minutes. I'll be starting us off on the kind of the 10-minute side of things, giving us a chance to connect with our body, connect with our breath. The idea of these poses is to not really feel any sensation when we first come into the pose. The feelings will eventually start to creep up on us over time, but we want to get ourselves into a comfortable, relaxed position so that our body can fully relax and fully start to turn on that parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest and heal process. So that's kind of why we hold the poses and they're so soft at first. It's different from yin yoga, where the poses are more intense. You'll use more straps and stuff, and you'll be holding the poses for 5 minutes, but that whole time you're feeling somewhat intense sensation. So this is longer holds, almost no sensation. So it is a nice paired after a little bit of movement. So we'll be doing a little bit of movement. And ultimately, I love restorative yoga because it gives you so many of the benefits of yoga without putting stress on the joints, without causing any muscle tightness. You'll still get the parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest process working, which in turn will help reduce blood pressure, assists with insomnia, helping to sleep deeper, and it supports weight loss by controlling the stress hormones that are released, cortisol specifically. So that's my brief introduction. So we'll take a little bit of movement and then I'll guide you on setting up our little pillow fort. So we'll start today and we'll come into our tabletop position. This way. And we'll ground down through the hands and the knees. We'll take a minute to shake the hips from side to side. And we'll transition that shaking from side to side into a bear pose. Moving through the body, maybe resting for a moment in child's pose. Then coming up, maybe taking some barrel rolls with the torso. Shaking the head a little bit from side to side. Great. Now I'll start to find some stillness. And with the left leg, we'll kick the left heel up towards the sky, feeling that squeeze through that left glute. We'll exhale, draw the left knee into the chest, squeezing it in just a little bit. And then inhale, release it back up. Exhale, squeeze the knee in. Inhale, lift the heel back up towards the sky. On this third exhale, draw the knee all the way into the chest, and we'll bring that left foot up towards the top of the mat by the hands. Maybe heel toeing the foot forward just a little bit. And we'll come up on the fingers a little bit and just rock the hips gently forward and back. Just working a little bit through that joint. Great. We'll find some stillness here. Drawing the lower abdominal muscles in, slowly walk the hands up to the knee. Finding our low lunge, we'll push the hips forward just a little bit more. As you inhale, lift the arms up overhead, stretching nice and long. And then we'll bring the hands back down to the floor, interlacing the knuckles behind the hips. We'll draw the knuckles down, lifting the chest up, lifting the gaze up. And then keeping the lower belly drawing in, we'll hinge forward from the hips, lowering the torso over the thigh, lifting those knuckles up, feeling a stretch across the chest, allowing the head to kind of hang heavy here. Nice, long, slow breath. And then we'll slowly lower the knuckles back down towards the floor, keeping the torso over that leg. Bring the right hand to the inside of that left foot. So planting the hands down on the inside. And this left arm is going to reach straight up towards 12 o'clock. So we're taking a bit of a twisted low lunge here. Feeling a stretch across the chest. Feeling those muscles in the legs. Turn on, stretch. And we'll slowly lower that left hand back down to the outside of the left foot. We'll take a few more rocks in the hips, pushing the hips forward and then rebending the knee, rocking the hips forward and back, just moving nice and slow here. Great work. And then we'll pause that movement and bring the left foot back into our tabletop. Regrounding the hands down, shaking the hips again from side to side. Great. Pausing that side to side, we'll switch sides, kicking the right heel up towards the sky. We'll draw the right knee into the chest, squeezing the knee in, feeling that roundness through the back. And then inhale, kick the heel back up towards the sky. Again, exhale, draw the knee into the chest. Inhale, kick it up. Draw the knee into the chest on the exhale. Inhale, kick it up. This time, draw the knee into the chest. And then we'll plant the foot down onto the floor and heel toe that foot up towards the top of the mat. Coming into our low lunge. Maybe finding a little bit of movement through the hips, just some gentle settling. And then we'll draw in the lower abdominal muscles. Slowly lift the torso up using the help of that right knee. And we'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead. And then we'll bring the hands back behind the hips. Take the opposite interlace. Pull the knuckles down. Feel that spread across the front of the chest, gazing up. And then we'll exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips, lifting the knuckles up towards the sky, lowering the torso down. Taking a breath here, feel the spread on the front of the chest, the engagement of the shoulders, the shape of the legs. And then we'll lower the knuckles back down to the hips, keeping the torso down. Place the left hand on the inside of that right foot. And that right arm is going to reach straight up towards 12 o'clock, twisting those collarbones open towards the opposite wall. Nice work. Slowly bringing that right hand back down towards the ground. Place it on the outside of the right foot, and we'll just rock the hips forward and back a little bit, warming up through the legs. Great. We'll pause that, bringing the right knee back to our tabletop, shaking the hips a few more times from side to side. And then we'll roll over the legs and come into a seated position. So if that's cross-legged or if that is feet planted, knees bent, all is good. Finding just a comfortable position to sit in. Drawing the lower abdominal muscles in, lift and lengthen the spine. We'll roll the shoulder blades forward, up, back, and down a few times. Great work. We'll bring the hands out in front of us, interlacing the fingers, and we'll Flip the palms forward, rounding through the back, pushing the hands forward, rounding the back, drawing the lower belly in. Bringing the gaze down towards the navel, feeling a nice little stretch there through the back of the body. As you inhale, draw the lower belly in, re-lengthen the spine, lift the arms up towards the sky, lifting the gaze up. Nice work. Bring the gaze back to neutral, release the hands down by the sides. Nice work. We'll inhale, lift the arms up overhead, lifting the gaze up. Taking this into a gentle twist, we'll bring the left hand to the right knee. Right hand comes back behind the body, drawing the lower belly in. We'll inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist over towards that right shoulder. To get a little bit more opening across the chest, you might bring the right hand all the way back behind you, reaching that right hand towards the left hip. And we'll draw the lower belly in and slowly unwind. Passing back through center, allowing the hands to rest by the sides. And we'll take an inhale, lifting the arms up again overhead. Twisting over to the left, we'll bring the right hand to the left knee. Left hand comes back behind the body, drawing the lower belly in. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist over to the left. Great work. Slowly releasing the twist, coming back to center. Rolling the shoulder blades forward, up, back, and down a few times again, nice and slow here. Now, if we've had the legs crossed one direction, we'll switch the direction of the crossing. And we'll just do a little bit of breath work. This is alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodhana. It balances the two sides of the brain and the two sides of the body. So it's a nice calming breath that we can take before settling into some of our longer holds. So the breath looks something like this. I will take my ring finger and my thumb, and I'll be using these fingers to alternately breathe out of the nostrils by blocking one nostril. So you can close the index and middle finger in, or if that's not comfortable, you can keep them straight and place them on that spot between the eyebrows. So with my exhale, I will block the right nostril and breathe out the left side. I'll then block the left side with the ring finger, open up the thumb, and inhale through the right side, and exhale out the right side. I'll replace the nose, lift the ring finger, breathe in, and then out, and then switch. So that's what it looks like. I'll lead us through that. We'll just take a few rounds here. It's something that's a very nice calming practice that you can do at the beginning or the end of the day, kind of whatever you're feeling. I really enjoy this breath. So we'll find the position in the hand that we would like to take. We'll exhale out our breath. Take a nice deep inhale. Placing the hand in front of the face, block that right nostril and breathe out the left nostril. Place the ring finger on the left, open up the thumb, inhale. And exhale. Place the thumb down, lift the ring finger, inhale. And exhale. Switching sides, inhale. Exhale. Switch, inhale. Exhale. Switch, inhale. And exhale. Switch, inhale. And exhale. Switch. Inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and release that breath, bringing both hands down towards the knees. You can keep the eyes closed here and just feel into the body. Great work. Noticing any new sense of calmness or balance. Great. Okay, let's get moving into our stillness, our restorative yoga practice. So I'll take a moment to get our setup. We'll be building a ramp first with our props. So I'll take my 2 blocks and I'll place them on the high and the medium setting, and I'll place the bolster on that. So I make a nice little ramp for myself. You can lower them down a little bit more if you're working with pillows and blankets, finding a shape here that feels nice. So maybe something like this with a little bit of lower back support. So we'll take a moment to build our nest.
If you feel stressed out and overwhelmed.
And sorry, I'm setting my timer. When you have your space set up, whether it's on pillows or with the bolster, we'll bring our hips to touch the back of that prop. And we'll slowly start to drape our torso over this support. So we'll be opening out the legs nice and wide here, allowing the toes to fall out towards the outer edges of the mat. Arms come down by the side. And we'll be softening through the torso, allowing the legs to be nice and soft. If you find that you would like a little bit of support underneath the arms, you can use a pillow or a blanket to support the forearms. Palms can reach towards the sky, just allowing some softness here. If you're finding that there's some sensation in the legs or in the knee joints, you can also pad underneath the knees. So as I mentioned in the introduction, we're aiming for almost no sensation at first when we're coming into this pose. So we'll be sitting here, lying here, resting here for another 9 minutes. And we'll focus on those deep breaths that we've practiced in class before. Allowing the breath to move in and out. It's nice and steady through the nose. If there's any additional adjustments that you would like to make in your shape before fully settling in, I highly encourage you to do those sooner rather than later. So you might find that an extra little bit of pillow underneath the head is more supportive for the neck. All is good. Then looking for the sensations, instead of arriving all at once, they will slowly creep up over time. Aiming to avoid any discomfort, just allowing the body to completely rest and relax. We have nothing to do here. No lists to create, no problems to solve. Just feeling the supports of our body, resting on our props, resting on the floor, receiving the Gentle benefits of a restorative yoga practice. If you notice the mind starting to wander, bring the awareness back to the breath. Maybe focusing on the sensations of the air moving in and out of the nose. Maybe counting the length of the inhale and the length of the exhale. You have a few more minutes here. Allow yourself to feel peaceful. It can be a challenge to find stillness. Thank yourself for your patience. Thank yourself for your inner peace. I notice some of the sensations starting to slowly creep into the body. You might check in, starting from the toes, and systematically moving up and through the body. Noticing where you're experiencing sensations. Slowly start to make your way out of this posture. Some movement in the fingers and the toes. Over onto one side. And then ourselves come back up. So we'll keep the props in the same kind of ramp position, and we'll move into a deer pose. So we'll be bringing our left thigh to the base of the bolster. I've got a nice bend in my left leg. I'll pull this up so you can see a little better. The left leg is nice and bent. Left thigh comes up into contact with the base of the bolster. Once you get there, we'll start to drape our torso over the props. So we're rolling the collarbones down towards the floor, making some adjustments in the leg. That right leg may lengthen out back behind us, just lowering ourselves down gently. We'll rest on our left cheek. Again, if you'd like to prop underneath the arm so that there's a little bit more support. Something like that. You're welcome to. If you'd like a little bit of support underneath the knees, that is an option as well. So we're receiving and opening through our back hip, front hip, stretch through the back body, and a soft across the chest. A twist through the neck. So if that's uncomfortable, you can make some adjustments in the head or pad underneath yourself. Just taking a moment here to kind of shimmy into some comfort We'll be taking this on both sides. So we've got about 7 minutes per side. Giving yourself some time to just breathe. You might have a dedication or intention that you've been working with in class or in life. This sankalpa can be another wonderful tool as we sit in stillness in our restorative practice. So our sankalpa is a heartfelt desire. We tend to phrase those in positive language in the present tense. So a statement like I am or it is can help us feel like this sankalpa is already active, it's already present. The mind has wandered off. You can bring your awareness back to your breath, to your dedication, or to the sensations that you're experiencing in this posture. If you need to fine tune this posture, we have a few more moments. Resting here in a deer pose. So maybe taking a slight shuffle or slight movement. We'll begin to make our way out of this side, using the hands to help push ourselves up. We'll untwist the legs, extending them out, giving a little bit of movement to the toes. We'll plant the feet so that they're nice and even to each other. With the hands back, grabbing onto the thighs, we'll take a seated cat-cow before we move to the other side. So keeping the feet planted and knees up towards the sky, we'll just rock the spine forward and back. The inhale to lift the gaze up, pushing the belly forward, and the exhale to round the back behind us, gazing towards the belly button. Great. We'll pause that movement and we'll begin to make our way to the other side. So we'll bring that right thigh to the base of our props. Nice bend in that right knee. And from here, we'll start to roll our chest down onto the prop. The left leg may extend out. And we'll come to rest on our right cheek. Any additional padding underneath the knees, the hips, the elbows, underneath the face are all welcome. You can feel the expansion of the chest on the back of the body with every inhale. Allowing for those long, slow, deep breaths to help calm the nervous system and focus the mind. We have a few more minutes here, so if you need to take some adjustments or some wiggles, feel free to make that happen so that you can become just a little bit more comfortable.
Notice if the mind has started to wander. And if it has, slowly, gently bring your awareness back to your breath, your dedication, or the sensations in your body. Starting to make our way out of this second side, using the hands to help push you up. We'll untwist and we'll come to that bent knee position to take a few more rounds of a seated cat-cow. Grabbing on behind the backs of the thighs, moving nice and slow here. The inhale to lift the chest up, to push the chest forward, lifting the gaze, and the exhale to round down, gazing at the belly button. Moving with the breath, inhaling to lift up, look up. And the exhale to round down, roll down. Taking another round. Fantastic. Pausing our seated cat-cow, we'll move into more of a hip opening pose, a supported supine tree pose. So we won't need the bolster for this one. We can place that off to the side, or our ramp. We will want either a pillow or a block to support underneath our knee that we keep open. So have one of those nearby, and we'll slowly lengthen ourselves out onto the floor. Drawing the knees into the chest here, giving ourselves a nice little squeeze. We'll extend the out nice and long to the floor. And we'll place the left foot on the inside of the right thigh, nice bend in the knee. And then we'll open that left knee out towards the left side of the mat. Maybe placing the knee on a block or a pillow, or having it nearby if you want to experience blockless at first. If the sensation becomes too intense, you can place that block, a pillow, or a blanket underneath the knee at any time in this pose. So we'll take our arms out either into airplane wings or into cactus arms. And we'll spend another 7 minutes per side. So if you'd like a little extra padding underneath the head, a blanket or a pillow might feel nice there. Creating a nice shape in the arms that feels like something that you can hold for a few moments. That might be just lifting the arms up overhead, drawing the shoulder blades under the back, just giving ourselves a moment here to settle down into this tree posture. Again, not aiming for any intense sensations right away, allowing those sensations to kind of creep up so you can take a moment here to kind of wiggle in and feel what feels nice for you, what feels appropriate. And then we'll take those nice, slow breaths in and out. You can bring the awareness to the muscles in the face, allowing the muscles between the eyebrows to softly release, softening the muscles of the jaw, pulling the tongue away from the roof of the mouth. Allow the face to be nice and soft here. Slowly start to help ourselves out of this tree posture. Bringing the hands down by the hips. Helping that left knee come back up. And then we'll draw both knees into the chest. Giving ourselves a little hug here. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side. We'll take the block over to the other side, or that prop to the other side if you use that. And then we'll extend the left leg out nice and long onto the floor. We'll plant the right foot on the inside of the left thigh. And then slowly open that right knee out towards the right side of the mat. Allowing the left leg to be nice and soft. Finding that arm position that feels nice. We'll settle in for another 7 minutes on this other side. You might tuck the shoulder blades underneath the back a little bit more to feel an opening across the chest. You might find an alternate position for the arms on this round, or maybe you enjoy that same. Maybe tuck the tailbone or slide the tailbone gently towards the heel. Feeling the sacrum reach down towards the floor just a little bit more. Taking all the little adjustments before settling in fully. Bring the awareness back to that long, slow breath. Smoothing out the muscles of the face. Softening the muscles around the eyes. Softening the muscles around the mouth. Notice any sensations you are experiencing. Maybe how they've grown over time. Slowly start to help ourselves out of this second side of tree pose, bringing the hands down by the hips, helping that right knee up, and then we'll draw both knees into the chest again. Giving ourselves that nice big hug. We'll spend a few moments here in our Apanasana, rocking gently from side to side. You may have noticed that each pose becomes a little easier to keep the mind focused or centered or calmed. Or maybe you've noticed the opposite. Using that awareness, not as a way to judge or congratulate ourselves, but to just be aware. Fantastic. We'll slowly take this rocking and we'll bring the knees over onto one side, resting for a moment in a fetal position. And then as you are ready, slowly, gently help ourselves come back up to seated. So we'll set ourselves up for our final pose, a supported Shavasana. So it might seem like, why another resting pose in all this? Resting pose. It's another way to allow the body to rest and relax. Shavasana is a completely supported pose. So I like in a restorative class to place a pillow or a bolster underneath the knees so that I get a little bit of inversion, a little lift, a reversing of the flow of blood. So a bolster underneath the knees or underneath the calves, we can kind of fine tune this as we rest down into the posture. If you find that a little bit more opening across the chest would feel nice, we can take one of our blankets that we might have and, or in my case, a towel. Take it and fold it so that it's like a long, skinny spine support, which can come down from the base of my hips all the way up to the cradle underneath my neck. We'll be here for another few moments. So if you find that you've gotten maybe even a little chilly, you might place another blanket over yourself. And we'll start to settle down into our final resting pose, Shavasana. The legs can be open wide again here, or the width of the bolster if that feels all right. Tucking the tailbone gently, lowering the torso down onto the floor, maybe tucking the shoulder blades underneath the body. Again, taking any of those final fine-tuning postures or little wiggles here to settle down completely into our Shavasana. The hands will rest down by the hips, palms face the sky. Allowing the body to completely rest and relax here. The only sensation you might be experiencing is the places where the body makes contact with the floor or with the prop. Releasing any control on the long, slow breaths, just allowing them to move in and out naturally. start to bring a little bit of movement back to your fingers and your toes. Taking some larger breaths here, some bigger movement, stretching the arms out. Maybe pulling the knees into the chest. And as you're ready, we'll make our way over onto our side body. Resting in a fetal position. Allowing the blood pressure to equalize, to rebalance. Maybe feeling a little more calm than when we started today. Feeling a deep sense of gratitude towards ourselves for taking the time for our practice, for our wellness, for our health. Then as you're ready, we can slowly help ourselves back up into a comfortable seated position. And take a nice group inhale together, lifting the arms up overhead. And an exhale, hands come down through heart center. Thank you all for your practice. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.